Good evening. My name is Kim Missiano, and I am the host of the Lynbrook Mayor's Report. I welcome you, Mayor Brian Curran.
Hello, Kim. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Tonight we're going to start. Tonight our discussion is going to be on seniors in Lynbrook. In the 2000 census, in the village of Lynbrook has 20,000 people. Of those 20,000 residents, 18% of those in the age group are in the age group of 65 or older. That is among the highest average within the United States and New York State. I think it's also important to point out that of those residents, 24% of them are in between the ages of 46 and 64. This also is the highest among the United States and New York State. My question to you is, are you and your board aware of these statistics, and how are you setting your priorities with the legislation in Lynbrook?
Kim, I think those are two excellent questions and very important questions that this administration actually has to deal with, and we are aware of these statistics. The statistics clearly show that Lynbrook has a very strong senior population, and as you noted, that by looking at the 45 to 64-year-old age group, that senior population is actually going to increase in the coming years. So it's very important that this administration actually looks towards the future and making sure that we do everything possible to help our senior community. And it's important because in the past couple of years, our senior community, a lot of people have moved to Lynbrook. They bought their first house here, they had their kids here, and then they lived here for decades, and then they retired, and they're living on fixed incomes. And now they have to adjust to life with raising taxes and keeping up a home on a fixed income, and we have to do everything that we can to make sure that we help our seniors.
And what are you doing to help these seniors? How are you going? What programs are you putting in place?
Well, Kim, we've been in office, the new administration's actually been in office for 8 months, and I like to think that this administration has been extremely proactive in helping the seniors. And like I said, the most important, I believe, in my opinion, way of helping the seniors is helping them with their fiscal pressure that they are seeing with regards to their taxes, and that is dealing with taxes. Now, we've tried to help the seniors on three different levels with the taxes. First and foremost, the Village of Lynbrook has a senior tax exemption for all seniors out there that's over 65. The village offers a senior tax exemption, and it is a tax exemption which is offered through the state, and the state of New York allows the village to offer it to its seniors. The state actually provides the income limit, which currently is at $34,400. So any senior that actually makes $34,400 a year qualifies for the tax exemption. Now again, it's important to point out that the income level is set by the state. The village actually has no power to either increase or actually no power to increase that limit beyond the $34,400. And currently we're at the maximum limit. But this is just one way of helping the seniors with their with their yearly taxes. And how the senior tax deduction works is that once you qualify, if you make $34,000, you get a certain percentage off your village taxes. If you make less than $34,000, say you make $30,000, you get a greater percentage off your village taxes than, say, the senior making $34,000. That's how it works. It's a sliding scale tax exemption. But what's important here, and as I just told you, Kim, the village actually has no power to increase the actual income limit. But what we have done in this administration, and with all credit to the world, to this entire board, the first action that we took was to provide additional tax relief to our seniors by adding in a subdivision where seniors can deduct from their income level unreimbursed prescription medical costs. Now, everybody knows that prescription medical costs these days can be very costly, especially for our seniors. So since we couldn't actually raise the income level, what we did was we allowed the seniors to deduct this unreimbursed cost that they're incurring if they don't have insurance. So say a senior actually doesn't qualify for the tax exemption but makes $40,000. If they have $5,600 in unreimbursed prescription medical costs, they can use that $5,600 and deduct it from the $40,000 of their income and thereby qualify for the senior tax exemption. This is very important, and it's a very helpful tool to make sure that we're trying to qualify as many seniors as possible for this tax exemption. If any senior at home believes that they may qualify or have any questions about either the senior tax exemption or the prescription medical cost deduction, they can call Village Hall at 599-8300, extension 240, ask for Liz Hoffman or Lisa Kenny. They'll be happy to help you down in the assessor's department. And Kim, if I may, these are just two tax reliefs that we centered on the senior population here at Lynbrook. But this administration, also to its credit, and that's the entire board, in our first budget, we actually just recently passed a tax deduction, a tax decrease. It's the first one in decades here in Lynbrook. Now, this tax deduction not only helped our seniors, but helped all the families of Lynbrook, young families, middle-aged families, families that have been here for 20 or 30 years. But particularly, it helps our seniors. That's why it's so important. It was a small tax deduction. It was only 0.25%, but it's a step in the right direction. It's just one other way that this current board is trying to help our seniors ease their tax burden.
I also heard that the village and the board established a program called Bridging the Gap. Can you tell me what that's all about?
Sure. Kim, Bridging the Gap is actually a program that was brought up to me and used to be in existence probably about 4 years ago. And what it is that we understand that seniors in our village have sometimes limitations with certain chores, light errands, raking leaves, shoveling snow. So what we have done is that with the assistance of Liz Ligori and Ann Conway, we have put together a list of local kids, young men and women, who need community service time for either confirmation or for school or for any other reason. We have a list there. And what these kids do is that if a senior needs help with a light errand or raking leaves or, like I said, shoveling snow, they will be assigned to that senior. And any senior who actually is interested in this program, again, can call Village Hall at 599-8300, extension 201, and ask for Mary Ann Hughes. At that time, Mary Ann will ask you what is the exact chore that you need assistance with. Right now, we're putting together a snow list for snow removal for the sidewalks and your stoops. You can call up, be placed on the list, and every time it snows, one of these young men and women will come to your house, shovel it as soon as possible, and thereby actually just giving that assistance. It's an important way to make sure that the young people of the village, and that hence the name Bridging the Gap, is being helpful to the seniors in our village that really need the help.
Can I just add on to that? Now, the children that will be doing this, or the kids that will be doing this, will this be counting towards part of their community service for the schools?
Absolutely, Kim. At the end of the year, when they have to show that they did a certain amount of community service, either their school or whatever community group that they belong to will receive a letter from me telling them what they did and how much time they actually gave to the seniors.
Which is a great idea.
It is.
Now, we've discussed that we want to end each program with a group or something that you'd like to introduce to the community. What would you like to discuss this week?
But Kim, actually, before we actually get there, I was hoping that maybe we could just talk about just 3 other things that this current board is trying to do for our seniors, which we've done right off the bat. And that is, we've tried to improve the quality of life of our seniors by 3 ways, really. And that is, one of the most important things to our seniors locally is the bus routes, the Lynbrook bus routes. And what this village board has done is alter the bus routes and its destinations and its times based upon input from its seniors. We've also made the bus routes available to the seniors for home pickup at a recent flu shots at the recreation center. The second thing that we've done, and again, credit to the board, was that last year the village board, the previous administration, had decided to actually discontinue leaf pickup. Now, during the campaign, I heard from a lot of the seniors who said that caused a physical strain on them to actually have to bag their leaves, which was the decision of the previous administration. Instead of leaf pickup by the DPW, they were requiring all residents to bag their leaves, and then the DPW would pick them up at this curbside. Again, because the seniors said that they were experiencing a very big strain because of that, this current board voted to restore the leaf collection, which is very beneficial to our seniors. Lastly, and probably the most important thing, and like I said, probably the best project that we put forth for the seniors since this new administration, was that a lot of seniors in visiting the senior groups came up to me and said that they had a lot of difficulty with filling out senior forms and dealing with governmental agencies for senior issues. They had problems dealing with filling out forms for EPIC, for Medicaid, for Medicare, for HEAP, all the governmental forms they were having trouble with, and they didn't know who to call. What I did was I actually asked a lady by the name of Ann Conway, who has 30 years of experience in governmental issues for seniors, to be the mayor's liaison to our seniors. Ann is fantastic. She has a wealth of knowledge in all of these areas to help the seniors. She will do is that if any senior has any problem dealing with any type of municipal agency, whether it be HEAP, EPIC, Medicaid, Medicare, your insurance, anything, all you have to do is, again, call the Village Hall, ask for Mary Ann Hughes. Mary Ann Hughes will then convey your message or your problem to Ann Conway. Ann will then give you a call at home, and you'll schedule an appointment for you to come down to Village Hall, meet with Ann, and I am sure that Ann will help you solve your problem because she is just that good. And you know what? She's only been doing this for about 2 months, but we had just recently, last week, visited the Lynbrook Senior Club, and we held a luncheon there. And I was told that up until today's dates, Ann has already sat down with 55 local seniors to help them with their problems. This is an invaluable resource to our seniors, and like I said, it's one of the best things that we have done for the seniors since this new administration started.
It is. It's a very good help for the seniors.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they appreciate that. Now, in closing, you would like to bring up a group, an organization, and you'd like to talk about it.
You're right. And you know what, Kim? Usually, I know in the first mayor's report we highlighted on an improvement, a project.
Right.
I think what was important here is to actually speak about, again, one of the best things that this current board did, and that was establish a community chest fund. And why I say that it's one of the best things that we did was, it's because what it's all about. This community chest is like an emergency fund for our local residents. It could be for a fund for maybe a family whose parents maybe lost their jobs temporarily and are having a tough time meeting their monthly bills. Maybe it's for a volunteer fireman who last year, got extremely ill and didn't have any insurance but needed medical attention. It's situations like that that we can actually fall back, have a fund where our neighbors can go to and ask this committee for help. And if everything works out correctly, they can receive that fiscal help through this fund. And what's fantastic about this is that it's made up of a lot of great people, and really it's about 7 people. And Kim, I have to thank you because you're the chairperson of that committee.
Yes.
And these people have donated so much time. They've raised all of these funds. And again, this is not village funds. These are funds that this committee goes out and raises on their own. They've done it by selling food at the Lynbrook Expo and selling plants and wreaths at the winter celebration. They're holding a dinner dance, a yearly dinner dance for the community chest in April, which is going to be hopefully one of the biggest events in Lynbrook that everybody wants to be to, because it's non-political, it's about helping the neighbors. And I just want to thank you, Kim, and the other members of this committee, because it's Clem Becker, it's Maggie Maslin, it's Al Glade, it's Stephen Haram, it's Mitch Marquides, and it's Kathy Bean. It's
Right.
You people are the people that are really out there just donating your time, and you know what? And they're doing a great thing. Even though that this committee's only been in effect for about 4 months, already they have given gift certificates to Sister Barbara to provide for 4 families at Thanksgiving time for full dinners. They have in the holiday season, they have provided a toy drive, and they're providing clothing to local needy families. And I know that you're also trying to help out a single mom in town who's having trouble with just the cost of formula and diapers. And like I said, Kim, that's what it's about, and that's why I'm saying it's one of the best things that this current administration has done, because it's a group of our residents just
Right.
trying to help its neighbors. And
Right.
you're very responsible for that, and you have shown incredible leadership, and your whole committee has shown such dedication. You know what? Lynbrook's not only proud of the community chest, but what you guys have done too, they're very proud of, and they should be.
I thank you for that. And you know what? You're right. This is a community that is coming together to raise funds for people that are less fortunate in Lynbrook. And people think that there's people that don't need it. And
That's
you know what? You'd be very surprised. So we're looking forward to helping many more people in
That's
Lynbrook,
right.
many more families in Lynbrook.
And let me just say, just so everybody at home knows, that this community chest is only for Lynbrook residents, nobody outside of Lynbrook. And again, it's important to state that every single dime that is raised and given through the community chest is funds that were raised through this committee. It has absolutely nothing to do with village government or government funds. It is private funds through the charitable donations of private people and local businesses who have been fantastic so far.
It's been great. It's been going well. It's been, it's been a pleasure being on the committee, and I look forward to it for a long time.
Yep, and it's one of those things that's going to make Lynbrook just that much more special.
A better place. And in closing, I thank you tonight for being here.
Thank you, Kim. Thank
And
you
I-
again for hosting.
No problem. And we will see you next month. I just want to let everybody know that anybody has any problems, any questions, any concerns, that they can come down Thursday night to open Mayor's Night between the hours of 8 and 10. I look forward to seeing you next month. Thank you and have a good night.